Hello good people and welcome back to Level Up Your Tactics. Now let's go back in time to when Magnus was only 18 years old and only rated 2776. Only that kind of Super GM. He's playing another Super GM by the name of Vishy Anand, and just for the record, they're playing Blindfolded in an event called Amber Blindfold. Magnus plays the black pieces here, shuffles bishop, protects f5, pushes d5. Now we have ideas here. And then Vishy plays bishop to e3, and Carlsen uncorks a tactical idea here. I gotta say it like that, a tactical idea. It involves the concepts of destroying kingside defense by applying repeated checkmate threats, hint hint hint, while applying strategic principles of open files and diagonals. Better guess the move. Let's boost that ELO. Let's get it.
Round 1. Fight!
So this game took place during the 2009 Amber Tournament Blindfold edition in Nice, France. I think Magnus is just 18 here. This is ancient history for some of you guys. In any case, Magnus plays as black, Vishy plays as white. Oh, before I begin, before I forget, if you find this content tolerable, it's helping in your chess journey, or you just kind of like it, please leave a like and sub. You have my gratitude. Let's get started. Vishy starts with e4, c5 by Magnus. A blindfold Sicilian defense. Knight to f3, knight to c6. We have the old Sicilian, bishop to b5. Rossalimo. d6, castle king, bishop to d7, rook to e1, knight to f6. Attacking. Developing. c3, ready for pushes there on d4. It does obstruct the knight, but that's kind of the idea, is to attack with the pawns. a6. And now you have bishop to g4, reciprocal pin. d3, e6, knight to d2, bishop to e7. Maintains the pin. We have g4. Now, not particularly recommended, I guess. Anand wouldn't make it a little exciting, but pushing the pawns in front of your king. He's the Super GM. I am just the lowly chess YouTube commentator. Bishop to g6, knight to h4, knight to d7, and now bishop or knight to g2. Mind you, it's difficult for Carlsen to castle because, well, he's thinking of potential kingside advantage. So he plays h5. This likely will come into play. f4. Takes and takes. There's twofold. This allows a luft for the bishop here, but more importantly, you want to open this. Now that you can kind of spot that there's dark squared issues there. I mean, both have bishops, but that king is a wee bit exposed. Queen to c7. Maybe castle queen. Knight to f3. Castle queen by Carlsen. Knight to e3, knight to b6, eyeing the square, and then pushes here with those ideas. Knight to c4, little bit of a question mark. After takes and takes, this doubles up the pawn for white. And here, Carlsen, looking at the pawn levers here, f5, that's a pawn break. That's a pawn break. And the thing is, if you can notice, which you can because you can see what I'm talking about, that pawn chain's a little further away from the king, and suddenly black has more control of the dark diagonals. So takes and g5. A g5 move is great because it deactivates the activity here, but then Carlsen is the king of maneuvering. He's positional monster 3.0, and this is a very energetic Carlsen. He plays bishop to f7. It's a strategic move, eyeing this, but more importantly, this pawn will need defending, and you don't want your bishop to be stuck in front of it, otherwise your bishop is no better than a pawn. So, queen to c2, and then Carlsen just plugs that. Mind you, this is also great for a d5 break, right? Queen to f2, d5 break, takes, bishop takes, and now I mentioned that the spaces in front of the king's kind of loose. And it is. just in case that knight moves. It's an opera mate. It's a Morphe opera mate, right? Bishop to e3. And now Carlsen uncorks a tactic, which I hope you guys will find, or if you wish to do so, the answer is in 3, 2, and 1. If you see a pattern and there's a checkmate threat that exists, break the defense with another move, and that move is bishop takes on g5. It's sort of a sacrifice, but a sacrifice that, as white, you don't want to touch. Why is that? Because after say takes, that's blunder sauce. Blunder, 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 blunder. Because imagine if there was nothing protecting this square. What's that? So then what's your follow-up? The answer in 3, 2, and 1. Your follow-up is bishop takes. Now you can't stop. You can't stop that. That's very bad, right? So if takes, that's a mate. And if knight takes a while ago, if knight takes, what is it? What's the answer, guys? Game over. Imagine doing that to another 2700 in blindfold too. So they got blindsided. Ha! Hilarious. So bishop took. So queen kind of attacks. Bishop to e7. Guess what? This is open, guys, for ideas here. Those are tactical ideas you want. Bishop 2, g2. So now that we know all about potentials, this is now defended, but there's another thing. We switch the analysis into the idea of open files. Open files is in, can we break through here? So what move does Magnus make? Tactically, the answer in 3, 2, and 1. Magnus hits Anand with a pin. So if you take, this drops, of course. And knight takes. No, bishop takes. And you also don't want to touch this. It's not an immediate KO, but if you do, say queen takes, queen has to protect. But look where your king is. Your rooks are so far away, your king is in the middle of no man's land. So after say rook to d1, just simply takes and takes. Either way, whoever captures that bishop on g2, you have a pin and you lose your queen. So after bishop takes on g5, bishop takes on d5, rook takes. You still can't capture, but maybe you can take with the queen. And there's no immediate threat, but you're definitely 100% losing as white. Negative 4.5, guys. Queen to f7, this. King to f2, check. Repeating the issue here. Check first. Captures, and here, white actually resigned. It's lost. The game is lost. If the taxes didn't work, you're just going to get grounded to the ground, if that makes any sense. Rook 2 takes, and now the pin. The pin that's protected. That was a fine, crushing game by young Carlsen. It's not Misha Tal style, but it's still in the spirit of Carlsen. So quick recap, guys. We have this threat of an opera mate by Magnus. It exists. The bishops are quite active. The position is fixed. And now it's time to break open. Black has developed as much as he could possibly do in this position, at least. So, bishop takes. Again, you can't take, you get mated. You can't take here because you get mated. Now push. Can't take because the queen drops. Takes, takes. Difficult to take because after queen 2, f7, your hopes and dreams get dashed. Boom. Check. Repeat. Check first. Ideas here. And then resigned here. Simple tactics at a super GM level. But it works, guys. It works. Hope you guys got something out of that. I'll see you guys later. Double peace.